time for another lunch break charity shop run. I've only got an hour today. I've got to be really careful because I've got a meeting at 2, so I haven't got a huge amount of time. Once again, I'm back in lovely, sunny-ish Exeter. Been here a couple of times before, had a reasonable amount of luck last time, but I've been here before and bought absolutely nothing, so it's complete loss free what I find. 4 charity shops here, used to be 6, a couple have shut down unfortunately, but here's hoping I can find something worth reselling on eBay. I never know unless you give it a go. Let's get to it.
Okie dokie then, let's get going. Yeah, this was on the floor of all places. Saw that Harris tweed patch a mile off. The thing is, it's not really attached to anything particularly special. There was a little bit of Harris tweed stuff to it, but it's literally only the patch that the patch is attached to. And they wanted a tenner, and there are no sold. So yeah, no confidence leaving that behind. Now I found this brand recently, a t-shirt. These are different. These are some like sweatpants, joggers, whatever you want to call them. Nice big hood rich text down the side. Thing is, they were only a size extra small, so basically a youth size, and they were £11.50. Yeah, I mean, strange price really, and also too expensive for me, so definitely leaving those behind. But this one I'm going to give a go. I've never had Old Guys Rule before, but look at that print. Like a proper James Bond parody. So the film's Live and Let Die, Leave and Let Dry. Amazing. Newer tagged, £3.50. Let's give it a go. Now sometimes even words cannot describe how unbelievably crazy a price can be. This is a Morris Minor, little pullback car, sort of thing you pay like a couple of quid for maybe, at like a zoo. £12.50. No. Right, moving swiftly on. There wasn't a huge amount in this shop, but I thought I'd just show some Levi's because, you know, everyone loves the Levi's test. These are a pair of 511s. No, I'm wrong, sorry, 512s. Whatever that means. Anyway, they were £12. It's not the worst price ever, but certainly too much for me. However, they also had these. Quite a cool colour, to be honest. There we go. They're 511s. These were a bit cheaper, £8.50, but again, still not enough in it. And the care label was missing, so yeah, left those. Now, oddly enough, I've just recently sold a pair of these, very similar. These are some Uggs. They're like a knit thing. Yeah, quite a strange design. Probably explains why they took over 200 days to sell. Same size as mine, but they want £9.50, and the ones I sold, I think they went for 25. So yeah, not enough in it for me. Certainly not for taking over 200 days to sell. Hey up, non-clothing. Yeah, I was tempted by this. This is a Vintage Britons, you know, the company that makes diggers and tractors and stuff. It's an elephant. However, upon closer inspection, there you go, only £1, I digress. Upon closer inspection, what's missing? Yeah, his tusks are missing. That one's completely gone, and the other one's just been lopped off. So yeah, not complete, not worth a huge amount, but if it was complete, maybe worth a go. Red wine. Can you guess what it is yet? Yeah, UB40. UB40 Torty. Only thing is, it's only from a couple of years ago, so it's not worth a huge amount. In fact, it's not worth bothering with at all. Okay, now we're into the expensive one, and there's an underlying theme with all of these. This is a Craghoppers Nozzy Life, like walking shirt. They want £25. That is bang on eBay sold. So yeah, I mean, if you want one at eBay price, there you go. But here's the thing, and these are a pair of Umbra football boots. I think there might have been a little bit of profit with these. I believe they were UK size 10, so a decent size. They're nothing special, but they are a bit older. I wanted, what's that, £5.50. But here's the thing, with a lot of these things I pick up, the word pre-loved. To me, pre-loved is just an excuse to charge more money for something that's worn, right? That, you know, everything here is used, but no, it's not used, it's pre-loved, so we can charge a premium. Like those Helly Hansen walking trousers that were stained. And look at this thing, mountain equipment. Do love a bit of mountain equipment. This is one of these like holdalls. But look, I mean, It's pre-loved. It's pre-loved. It's £30 and it's got a great big hole in it. Oh, but it's pre-loved. Sod off. It's used and it's broken. Sorry about that, but that charity shop really wound me up, all this pre-loved nonsense. But final charity shop, and it's absolutely saved the lunchtime. Check this out. I rarely find football shirts, certainly for a good price. This is a Celtic one, of course, from 2004 2005, size XXL. There are a couple of marks on it, bit of wear to there, but what a find. Then they have this Rohan jacket. It wasn't a particularly exceptional jacket, fairly basic one. Good condition, good size XL. They want 15 quid for it, and I mean, my luck with Rohan isn't particularly good. And sticking with coats, here's something. It's per Una, right, which I believe is Debenhams. But look at that, feather and down. Now, these can go for about 30 quid if you're lucky. Don't pay 15, but if you can pay 5 to 8 maybe, it might be worth a go, you know.
Now, given that is the end of the footage, and I'll admit, shorter footage than I would have liked, but that's okay. So happy to find that Celtic shirt. But anyway, I digress. I thought I'd give my opinion on the quite substantial eBay and Vinted updates from last week. So the headline news, I guess, as we know, Vinted Pro is now released in the UK. Few teething issues to start off with, but I think people are finally finding their feet with registering. I'll discuss that in a little bit, but I thought I'd start off with eBay and the free listings for private sellers. I know there's a bit of a hoo-ha in the sort of reselling circles about how this is going to affect businesses and it's just not the end of the world for some people. Personally, honestly, I don't think it's going to affect me at all. Just because as a business seller, yes, I got to pay a substantial amount of fees for everything I sell, but I am a top rated seller. I take good photographs. Nice. Before I was so rudely interrupted, like I said, I am a top rated seller. I take good photographs. I make sure my description is as comprehensive as possible. I try to fill out as many of the recommended specifics as I can. There are so many. So I try to make sure that my listings are cut above the rest. I just can't see private accounts that would otherwise undercut me on price put in as much effort as I do into my listings. So the fact that I do accept returns, the fact that the images are well photographed and well described, I can charge more. And when it comes to the fees themselves, it's about 20%. I like to think I can charge at least 20% more than a private seller selling the same thing, because whoever's going to buy from me is going to get a good service. It's going to be well wrapped. It's going to be dispatched within a reasonable amount of time. So I'm not worried by that at all. I'm really not. Resellers who are currently on private accounts is the biggest bugbear of all this. But given the lengths eBay is currently going to sort of weed these people out and trying to get them to become businesses, that's good proactive behavior, and I'm actually quite impressed that eBay's going to these lengths to do this. So as an eBay business seller, I'm not too worried at all. Now, Vinted Pro, switch arms. Ugh. Vinted Pro. Am I going to be using Vinted Pro? No, is the short answer, and I'll tell you why. I don't particularly like selling on Vinted. You're probably thinking, but it's so easy. It's more straightforward, but I think easy is the wrong word. Let me just share some thoughts. So I've sold a fair few things on Vinted, not stuff I've bought to resell, stuff I've worn, grown out of, don't wear anymore, that sort of thing. Also footwear that I've either just worn through or just say don't wear anymore. Vinted is a strange environment. It can be a bit of a wild, wild west. I've never sold anything on Vinted worth more than about £20 because I find that trying to get the price that you can realise on eBay on Vinted is very, very difficult. Maybe I'm just selling the wrong things. Maybe I'm just selling things that don't have a huge demand. Maybe I'm selling things that just aren't worth very much. But I've tried this with stuff I've owned myself for a while. I've listed them on eBay and Vinted, and I've priced accordingly with Vinted based on the fact that I am going to pay eBay fees, and I priced it, say, 20% lower than the eBay rate. And I'm going to say 9 times out of 10, eBay's gotten the sale because people are not prepared to spend however much it is on the items that I've listed. Even though I've got a good description and good photographs, people just aren't prepared to spend more than about a £5 on anything, it seems. I'll put something up for a tenner, would you take £5? Like instantly. No, of course not. I'm not knocking half the price off. People seem to mess you around more with Vinted as well. There's a lot more scammers I've found. A lot more sort of cowboys. Would you take this? Accept offers, they don't pay. It's fine because the item remains listed and it remains active. So Vinted must know that there's like plenty of just like snowflakes on there. But yeah, as a selling environment, I much prefer eBay. And the biggest thing that I don't like about Vinted is the fact that they don't endorse Royal Mail. And Royal Mail is my number one sort of postal service. It's convenient for me, it's where I live. InPost is okay. Every is a real pain in the bum because I find the shops just do not have the capacity to take parcels, and I'm forever just driving around to different shops trying to drop things off. And that's just not good for anyone, and I don't need that. So Royal Mail is my number one. Vinted did not endorse Royal Mail. So yeah, it's food for thought. When the Vinted Pro was released, I thought, great, you know, this is going to benefit so many people, probably, but not me. I'm still not set on Vinted, even though eBay is releasing yet more updates which just disregard and almost punish business sellers. I still don't think Vinted is a better platform than eBay, even for clothing and footwear. For buying, perhaps, to a degree, but for selling, I'm not convinced. Might say something different in the future, it might change my mind, might change my perspective when I've had a bit more luck with it. But on the whole, it's a get rid of things cheap platform. It's not a resell things and try and get loads of money for stuff. Some people do, don't get me wrong, some people do. But I found that the people who do have a niche, they sell a certain type of thing. So people know what stock they're going to get. And so they're prepared to spend more because they know what they're going to get in return. Everything resellers like myself, even if it's like everything clothing and footwear, less so. So there we go. I'm not going to waffle on anymore. Those are my thoughts about eBay going forward. Nothing's going to change. And Vinted Pro, I'm not upgrading my account. I'm still going to use it as an outlet to just get rid of things for cheap rather than just straight up donating them, get a few pounds back into the account. But yeah, otherwise, sorry Vinted Pro, but I'm not on board yet. Not on board yet. Convince me otherwise, but I'm not jumping ship yet. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. As you can see, I'm in my bathroom. The weather is absolutely horrendous outside, but it is autumn, so we have to expect that. So if you have enjoyed it, please do like, comment and subscribe. And until the next video, take care, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.